development teams are aligned based on a team topology's organizational dynamic. And the security teams that are embedded and aligned to each of the stream aligned teams that are focused on developing the products are incredibly well integrated and thoughtful contributors to, from cradle to grave, the development of product. Now, what's interesting about that statement is the traditional juxtaposition then of the sort of DevSecOpsy organizational function and who they would talk to, who are really sort of their peers in the engineering organization, to what many would describe as their traditional corporate security piece, which is usually where the Department of No comes from, right? So just to be fair. And one of the things that I am working very hard on is, besides providing a normal HR looking view of corporate security versus product security, and I hope the HR people don't ever tune into this, right? But the dirty little secret is, at the end of the day, I don't think of them as being different. Now, the proof will be in the pudding of how well we think about this converged set of capabilities, enabling teams, complicated subsystem teams, platform teams, et cetera, from a security perspective, because each plays an important role. So to your direct question, in large organizations that I've been a part of, it's highly compartmentalized. And it is, if I had to frame it in that way, the developers and engineering would be talking about the art of the possible, and security would be talking about, no, that's impossible. And unfortunately, most of that, no, that's impossible, quote, comma, you can't do that, does end up in some compromise when done right around, but you can do this. But again, it's driven mostly by compliance, because that's how, as it moves further up the stack, you get measured, unfortunately, whether it's red, yellow, or green, right? And those RAG charts are terrible, because at the end of the day, you can explain away a lot of stuff, but then people start using words like risk and throwing around that word without actually being able to measure it, because it's all sort of qualitative. And so let me go back to your question, because I started to ramble. At the end of the day, large companies are very segmented and fragmented, and sets up that juxtaposition of a versus scenario. In the organization I'm in now, I'm delighted to say that we care about our customers and the experience they have. And everybody understands and has empathy around the fact that that is what we are focused on. I could not have this role in the place I came from, just because of how massive it is, and how, and I say this with all due respect, bureaucratic it happens to be, given the industry it's in, which is finance, right? Trust me, I have lots of regulatory impacts that I have to plan for, but I do think that it's the combination of the size of the organization, the industry they're in, the level of bureaucracy and expectations, the leadership support that you have at the top of the house. So Denise, you're sitting with the CEO of your company, interviewing them about the value that security and technology in your combined office brings. That's special. That doesn't happen very often, right? And that's a key piece that we're sort of missing from the conversation here, is you have to have a maniacally devoted executive team who cares about the shared outcomes. Not that people don't, but are able to express it and also work collaboratively, because all four of us could be massively exceptional in our roles. But if we're seen as just another competing appendage in this giant enterprise organization, we're not going to have the level of collaboration that we want.